Good evening. Welcome to the Lakeland Community College Alumni Hall of Fame Class of 2019 induction ceremony. My name is Kapi Ho, and I'm honored to serve as the chair of the Lakeland Foundation Board of Directors. Thank you for being here tonight, and congratulations to this year's inductees: Mike Miller, Donna Skufka, Michael Thomas, Beth Knizovic, Lee Quinado, and Bob Zonneville. To start our ceremony, I'd like to call on Morris Brevich Jr., President of Lakeland Community College.
Thank you. No, please stay seated. Greetings and welcome, and congratulations to our inductees. Do you know what all of these people, both the front row and the back row, have in common? They're nervous as heck right now, so please try to make them feel comfortable. I do want to point out the second row here. You ladies have to stand up and show everybody your Hawaiian shirts. Yeah. Amy's fashioning mine. She had to borrow it. There you go. I know, I'm already off script. Okay. Congratulations. No, I already did that. So let me remind you why the Alumni Hall of Fame was first created. We wanted to honor Lakeland graduates who've made a difference through their careers, in their communities, and at Lakeland. Secondly, we wanted the community at large to know about the remarkable people who come through Lakeland and move on to achieve amazing things. And finally, we want our current students to see what they can achieve, how they can excel in their own careers, and in enhancing the quality of life in our community and giving back to Lakeland. Prior to gathering here in the Dr. Wayne L. Rodehurst Performing Arts Center, the current members of the Hall of Fame and the 2019 inductees met. One of the topics that was discussed was the Alumni Hall of Fame Scholarship, which was initiated by our Hall of Fame members. Since its inception, we have raised about $15,000 for scholarships given to deserving students. The Olga Freitag Scholarship also provides deserving students with financial support. This scholarship was established to recognize Olga's role in helping to establish an alumni association. We, of course, welcome your donations so we can continue to make a difference in our students' lives. Carly Berg and Austin Stoss were awarded the Olga Freitag Scholarship and I believe are in the audience tonight. Carly and Austin, would you please stand? Finally, before we get into why we're all here this evening, I want to share with you the criteria for the selection of our Hall of Fame inductees. Number one, they have to graduate from Lakeland. I don't think that's asking too much, right? Number two, they have to have graduated at least 10 years prior to the year in which they are nominated. Number three, they have to have a strong record of career success. And finally, they have to demonstrate a strong record of community involvement and leadership in community programs and/or a significant interest in and contribution to Lakeland and its programs. You'll notice in your program that we've previously inducted 67 people and that we'll be adding 6 more this evening. Each inductee will be introduced by a current Hall of Fame member. So let's get started. Paul?
Hello, I'm Paul Hack, and it's my pleasure to induct Mike Miller into Lakeland Hall of Fame. Michael Miller graduated from Lakeland in 1978 with an associate's degree, applied business. He graduated from St. Joseph High School in 1972 and went to earn his bachelor degree in marketing and industrial management from Lake Erie College in 1982. Miller is the president of M&T Enterprise, DBA Handy Rents, Aladdin Rents. The equipment rental companies have grown from one location in 1983 to 12 throughout Northeast Ohio. He is well known in the business community and has been a longtime member of the Western Willoughby and Eastern Lake County Chamber of Commerce. He met his wife his wife of 42 years, Terry, in her introduction to business class at Lakeland in the fall of 1974. They have 3 children, Christopher, Patrick, and Amanda. Mike, congratulations on your induction to the Lakeland Community College Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Good evening and hello there. Congratulations to all past members and all the 2019 Lakeland Community College Hall of Fame recipients here tonight. I would also like to thank Mr. Paul Hack Jr., who said something nice about me, and Mr. Greg Sanders, the Executive Director of the Lakeland Foundation, who shared some of his amazing story with me. My name is Mike Miller. Perhaps you know a Mike Miller, a different one. It's a pretty common name. I once had to change my name to George when I was a member of the Quail Hollow Country Club because another Mike Miller kept putting his many, many orders of Sky Vodka on my tab. But tonight I'm back to Mike Miller, just Mike. I was born in Seattle in an Army base hospital. Of course, Seattle is home to grunge music, Microsoft, Starbucks, and a world-famous fish market. I grew up in Wickliffe, one of 5 children. I am one of the recent graduates of Lakeland Community College, the Lakeland Community College. TLCC. Whoops, let's try that again. TLCC. And by recent graduate, I mean within the last 40-some years. Ooh, these pages are falling around. I began my college career here at the Lakeland Community College in the fall of 1972 after graduating from St. Joseph High School in Cleveland. I was anxious to get out of that place. There were 2,000 guys in that school, not a female in sight. It was like a testosterone prison. People would challenge you. I'll bet you can't spit as far as this. Or watch me, I can swallow a lit cigarette. You know, kids used to smoke back then, real cigarettes. I finally graduated in 1978, 6 years after starting. I was so proud to attend this college, newly begun just a few years earlier. I felt then, and even more now, that that this institution put Lake County on the map. Fast forward to 1972. The Lakeland Community College, was the perfect place for me. I had big dreams. I would work hard and often, balancing 60 hours a week at work and going to college as I could at night or in the day if I could do it, eventually graduating a second time from Lake Erie College. In 1974, something magical happened right here in this building, something I could never predict or expect. And that was to meet my fantastic, beautiful, and wonderful wife, Terry, in Introduction to Business class. Terry? Sharing coffee and conversation down the hall in the school cafeteria, I knew my life was about to change, and for the better. We married and we started our family, and we have 3 wonderful children, Christopher, Patrick, and Amanda. Together, Terry and I put our educations together. We purchased the original Handy Rents Rental Center in Euclid, Ohio, where I had worked for 11 years. Now, 36 years later, we have, along with our son Patrick, 12 locations in Northeast Ohio under the trade names of Handy Rents, Aladdin Rents for special events, Parties to Go, Brunswick True Value and Rental, and our newest venture, Equipment Repair Center, back in Euclid where it all started for us. I'm not an expert in advice, but my rules for a successful life: work hard. If that doesn't work, then work harder again, and then more harder. Don't give up. You will face many obstacles in life. If you knew about them in advance, you would say, "Uncle." Set goals. Reach high. You just might hit them all. Find yourself a great college to attend. Like the Lakeland Community College, you just might learn something that will help you along the way. Have a sense of humor. You will need it. And finally, this is it, the granddaddy of them all. Find somebody to love you, who loves you back and is in it for the long haul, even if you have to find them in the classroom, just like I did with Terry. So once again, TLCC. One final little line here. Now, for all of you Hall of Famer voters out there, I am interested in the following other Hall of Fames: the Husband Hall of Fame, the Father Hall of Fame, and the Christian Hall of Fame. I'm working hard to get there. Thank you very much.
Hello all, my name is Robin Baum, and I have the pleasure of inducting Donna Skufka into the Lakeland Alumni Hall of Fame. Donna J. Skufka graduated from Perry High School in 1977. While working full-time, she earned her Associate of Applied Science degree from Lakeland in 1983, and then a Bachelor of Science in Finance from Lake Erie College in 1987. She is now the controller at Gilmore Academy. Donna has devoted her adult life to making a difference in the community. For 20 years, she has volunteered for the American Cancer Society, serving as the Lake County Relay for Life accounting chair for more than 15 years, and as a Relay for Life team captain. She also has participated in the Hospice of the Western Reserve Walk to Remember, and is a member of the Leadership Lake County Class of 2011. Donna has also been a member of the Western Reserve Junior Service League since 2001, helping to raise funds and support nonprofit organizations in the region. She served as Service League's president from 2011 to 2013, and has also served as treasurer, endowment fund chair, co-chair of the Candlelight Charity Ball, and finance committee member. But Donna also cares about people far beyond our local area. In 2017, she began a project called Hawaiian Shirts for Deployed Soldiers to brighten the days of our active military forces. To date, and I just got this from Facebook yesterday, more than 15,861 Hawaiian shirts have been sent overseas because of her dedication, and she continues to receive notes and photos showing how much this effort is appreciated by our troops. Donna is passionate about this mission because it is her way of honoring her late husband, Ron, who was an avid Hawaiian shirt collector and a Vietnam veteran. Her Service League friends who are here tonight are honoring her induction with their own Hawaiian shirt donation, as you saw earlier. Donna, thank you for your huge community-serving heart and your thoughtful leadership. I am so honored to help induct you into the Lakeland Community College Alumni Hall of Fame.
pretty much what she said. I am honored and humbled to be included in this group of Alumni Hall of Fame this year. My sincere thanks to Lakeland, the Lakeland Board, and the Lakeland Foundation. First, thanks to Lakeland, where I started my educational journey. They gave me affordable, quality education. In the beginning, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I could try different classes without a commitment to a certain major. I worked full-time during my entire college career. Lakeland was accommodating with night classes and great teachers that understood busy working schedules. I transferred to Lake Erie College, and everything transferred without a catch, and it was seamless. Thank you to my mom and dad. They instilled my drive and love of life. They raised me with morals and ethics that still drive me today. And if you haven't seen them, they're in the back. All these things in my life brought me to where I am today. My giving back to people, my community, for having the blessed life that I've been lucky enough to lead. My work with WRJSL, my Sisters of Service League, revolving around fundraising and volunteering in the community. Everything we do as a group of dedicated women. Leadership Lake County gave me another piece of the puzzle, another connection of the community that I live and love. Working with the American Cancer Society for more than 20 years, where we fight, remember, and celebrate those who have had this terrible disease. And as you've heard, my newest passion, Hawaiian shirts for deployed soldiers. It makes me happy. This project is my therapy. In honor of my husband, by putting a smile on the face of soldiers, letting them know that we're praying for them, and letting them laugh for just a moment. All of these projects have been so very important to me and a part of my life, and it all started with my beginnings as a young adult at Lakeland Community College. Again, my sincere gratitude for this honor. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Dale Fellows, and I am honored to induct Michael Thomas into the Lakeland Alumni Hall of Fame. Michael D. Thomas earned an Associate of Arts degree from Lakeland in 1985 and is a 1982 graduate of Mayfield High School, also my alumni. He is a graduate of the MOR Associates Advanced Leaders Program and holds certificates in excellence in leadership and developing leadership through emotional intelligence. He is an EDUCAUSE Leading Change Institute Fellow and an alumnus of the EDUCAUSE Institute Leadership Program. Mike has worked for Case Western Reserve University for 34 years and currently serves as the Director of Media Vision, where he is responsible for the delivery of outstanding support and services to the university community in the areas of multimedia, video production, streaming media, classroom technology, and much more. He is also a dedicated volunteer. He is active with the Case Western Reserve University's Case for Community that connects the campus to the greater Cleveland community through community improvement and revitalization projects. Mike is also actively involved with the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation and the Ohio State University Parent Fund. He is an avid photographer and has had his work published throughout the U.S. and abroad. Mike has 3 daughters who are all teachers in Ohio. Michael, congratulations on your induction into the Lakeland Community College Alumni Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to say what a tremendous honor it is to be part of this Hall of Fame class. I'd like to congratulate my fellow inductees one more time and extend a few special thank yous. First to Lakeland Community College, the Lakeland Foundation. Second, Linda Daly. Linda nominated me for this tremendous honor. Thank you so much. Thank you to Dee Hansen. So there you are. Dee helped Linda organize my nomination, and more importantly, thank you, Dee, for being there and for providing encouragement and your loving support. As you heard, we have 3 teachers, almost. Thank you to my daughters, Kristen, Kelly, and Kimberly, for your support and encouragement. Kristen and Kimberly are teachers. Kelly's not quite a teacher, she's a speech-language pathologist. All 3 are making a difference in our world, and that makes me an extremely proud dad. And certainly, last but not least, thank you to my son-in-laws, Eric and Bob, for all your support and all you do, especially for challenging me during our annual family putt-putt outings. However, as the guys will tell you, I'm still the reigning champ. You know, part of an old saying reads, if you're traveling down a country road and you come across a fence post with a turtle on top, you know one thing for sure. He didn't get up there by himself, he had help. Well, I've advanced in my career because I've had help along the way too. My leadership journey began as a child when my parents, Ralph and Virginia, who are here this evening, provided me with exceptional core values, and for that I'd like to say thank you, Mom and Dad. Lakeland later became the catalyst that propelled a then 21-year-old into a career that spanned over 34 years, all at the world-renowned Case Western Reserve University. My path to Lakeland, at Case Western Reserve, and ultimately to this evening, was made possible by a string of events which began about the summer of 1980. You see, it was during that time my dad gave me a 35mm film camera. And that simple gift ignited my lifelong passion with photography. After I graduated from Mayfield High School, I enrolled at Lakeland to study photography, and while I was in a medical photography course here at Lakeland, I served a mini internship in the photography department at Case Western Reserve's medical school. Well, long story short, I guess I made a pretty good impression as shortly after I received a job offer to work as a photographic lab technician, which launched my career at Case Western Reserve. The cool part about this was I graduated in May, and day one at Case was in June, 34 years ago. But this moment is really much bigger than me. This induction is for my family, it's for Lakeland Community College, it's for the dozens and dozens of people I've had the privilege of working with over the years at Case Western Reserve, and it's for those who have provided me with the opportunity to lead, and for those who followed my leadership. You know, while at CWRU, I've worked on so many projects, totaling hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. It's been estimated that during my 34-year career, my work has impacted over 100,000 students. I've had my photographic work, as you heard, published all over the world, and I've been privileged to represent Case Western Reserve on the national stage, which has allowed me to travel from coast to coast. Again, if it were not for Lakeland, it's likely none of this would have been possible. I think that's not too bad for a guy with an associate degree. In closing, I hope that the success of my career may serve as an example to current and future Lakeland students. I think I'm living proof as the tremendous value this college represents not only to Northeast Ohio, but the entire region. Let me again say what an absolute honor it is to be part of this Hall of Fame. This induction is something that I will cherish for the rest of my life. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Susan McGinnis, and I have the honor of inducting my friend Beth Ann Knezovich into the Lakeland Hall of Fame. Beth earned an associate degree from Lakeland in 1996, a bachelor's degree in urban studies in 1998 from Cleveland State. She is a 1981 graduate of Riverside High School. She served in the U.S. Army as a legal specialist in the JAG Corps. While in the Army, she won several commendations, awards, and certificates of achievement, including an Armed Forces Reserve Medal in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. Beth is employed as a legal assistant with McDonald Hopkins. She has served on the Lake County Land Bank Board of Directors, vice chair of the Painesville Township Zoning Committee, and the Painesville Township Comprehensive Plan Committee. Her extensive and diverse volunteer experience includes the Lake County Board of Elections as an elections official, Legal Aid Society of Cleveland Veterans Clinic, Painesville Township Family Fun Day Classic Car Cruise Inn, she organized that, the Riverside Local School District Alumni Association, co-captain of McDonald Hopkins for the Belisano Bike to Cure, and participates in the Wreaths Across America. In addition, Beth was instrumental in getting the Vial of Life project initiated in Painesville Township. And this Vial of Life project is a nationally recognized life-saving program. Well done, Beth. Beth, congratulations on your induction into the Lakeland Community College Hall of Fame.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank my good friend Susan McGinnis for the wonderful introduction and for all of her support throughout this. Susan called me one day to tell me that she had some good news for me. I couldn't guess what it was for the life of me, and I'm still in shock to be selected to the Alumni Hall of Fame. I would like to thank the selection committee for their time and effort in making tonight possible for all the inductees. My path here certainly is a different one, and I'm honored to be recognized for that. There were a lot of stops and starts along the way, but I did it. I was pretty lucky just to get out of high school, and I thought I would just get a job after graduation, and college was never discussed, and we didn't have the money. But one day I just decided I was going to college. Lakeland was the obvious choice because of its location and because of its affordability, since I had to work my way through school. I enjoyed my time here. I played on the volleyball team and have great memories of Coach Barb Frank Kankowski, my teammates Leslie, Carol, Tracy, just to name a few. I have great memories of just hanging out down at the gym. The gym was like my family then. So I took courses in the paralegal program because I wanted a career in the legal field. That's where I thought I could make the biggest difference in people's lives. Research, writing, attention to detail, all the skills I learned in the paralegal program have been invaluable to me. I couldn't have had the success I've had without those skills. In 1996, I enlisted in the United States Army, and because I furthered my education at Lakeland, I was able to enter as a private first class, and I was able to choose my job, a legal specialist. Serving my country and helping my fellow soldiers with their legal issues was one of the most rewarding times in my life. Those skills were also utilized when I served on the Painesville Township Zoning Commission and the Comprehensive Plan Committee, and currently in my job of 19 years as a legal assistant at the firm of McDonald Hopkins. I would like to thank all of my instructors here, especially Laura Barnard in the paralegal program. It's an excellent program. In closing, congratulations to my fellow inductees, and thank you to everyone in attendance, to the selection committee, and to the Lakeland community for making tonight so special. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Greg Sanders. Before I read the introduction for Lee, I want to tell a real quick story. A tradition of the Hall of Fame induction ceremony is that there's a pre-meeting where everybody has a chance to talk to President Beveridge and ask questions and be welcomed to the family. And it's also a way for people to say, for example, my name is Bob Zonneville, and I have the distinct privilege of being inducted by Nancy Sandin, which was very nice. Well, Lee, when it was his turn, he said, my name is Lee, and the first person that I wanted to induct me wasn't available, so I got Greg Sanders. So, just so you know, Lee, the first person I wanted to induct was Mike Miller, just so you know. But I digress. I could go on, but this is his Hall of Fame moment, so I'll behave. Good evening. I have the privilege of inducting Lee Quignano into the Lakeland Alumni Hall of Fame this evening. Lee graduated from Lakeland in 1999 with an Associate of Art degree after completing his GED diploma. He earned a Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts degree from Myers University with honors in 2005. Lee holds a number of securities and insurance licenses in multiple states. He's been a notary public since 1999 and is a registered financial consultant. While in the Marine Corps, Lee received recognition from the Secretary of the Navy on 2 separate occasions. Lee began working in the financial services industry in 1998 while at Lakeland and has worked at the Johnny Cake Financial since that time. He is now one of the 2 owners. Johnny Cake Financial Services is ranked in the top 5% within the Raymond James network of 4,165 financial advisors and is the 8th highest in the state of Ohio as measured by production. Lee is highly involved in our community. He is a past president of the Mentor Rotary and 3-time recipient of its Paul Harris Award. During his tenure with the Mentor Rotary, his efforts have helped support Deepwood Center, MRDD, Project Hope, Lake County Council on Aging, YMCA, High School Drama Scholarship Awards, and Community Service Scholarships. Lee is a Meals on Wheels driver. He's organized a special events Olympics in Okinawa, Japan, and assisted in rebuilding an orphanage at Mount Fuji, Japan. Lee, sincerely, congratulations on your induction into the Lakeland Community College Alumni Hall of Fame.
Thank you, number 2. So I see I'm the first inductee to use a cell phone for my speech. So good evening, everyone. Thank you, Greg, for that introduction. You were my number 1, really. But I received a strange email or message on Facebook from Laura Kazat, who was the woman who nominated me. And she was someone I knew just from random events that I was at. And it started kind of like a telemarketing thing. And I thought, someone's asking me for something, and I'm not sure what. It took a few emails, but eventually she let me know what was going on. So thank you, Greg. Thank you for Lakeland. Really, tonight, that's really all I want to say. For those who know me, I can be very long-winded. Thank you for the woman who went before me, because you gave me a lot of extra time. But my thank you tonight will, sincerely, it will be my brevity. So I just have a few things to say. Before we came out tonight, Dr. Beveridge had us in the back, and one of the things he was talking about was how proud Lakeland is for its inclusivity rather than its exclusivity. And I'm certainly one of those people. Now, this is where it gets hard to talk, but I'm going to get through this. I had a hard time in high school. Eventually dropped out, didn't finish, got my GED, and through a temporary program in the Marine Corps, served 4 years. Man, I didn't expect this. Anyway, when I came to Lakeland afterwards, I had no transcripts. I had no official copies. I had no FAFSA data. I didn't even know what a FAFSA was. I thought, no, I didn't get that. I got inoculated in Japan. I'm fine. So they found a way to accept me for who I was, for where I was. And eventually, they even created extra classwork. We had a group of students in the Spanish department who were just gobbling up classes. And with the help of the dean, I believe at the time, Dr. Marcelina Marcos, he created coursework specifically for economics, specifically for conversation, things that you don't really get in your first 2 years of Spanish. So I ended up with 3 or 4 years of Spanish because it took me a while to finish. They had a willingness to support my desire to further my career. I'd already had my job. I kept seeing a guy come in and help with the computers, and every time he came in, he made more money than I did all week. And so I thought, maybe there's something to these computers, and thus my speech. And so they found a way to allow me to double and triple up on computer courses. And even though I'm one of the 2 owners, I'm still the IT guy. So anyway, no words that I can give, no more words that I can give can fully describe how honored I am as a high school dropout to be recognized by an institution of higher education. So thank you. Thank you for all you've enabled me to do.
All right. Last but not least, huh? Come here, Bob. Good evening. I'm Nancy Brunner-Sandin, and I have the distinct privilege and honor of introducing this fine gentleman, Bob Zonneville, into the Lakeland Hall of Fame. On January 23rd, 1925, the world welcomed a baby boy named Robert Earl Zonneville. Bob's life has taken him from a journey of poverty to fulfillment of the promise of America, a quote from the novel Z, which was authored by his son, who's in the audience, Kim. This is on sale on Amazon and at the bookstore. You will read all about his life in this book. Let's fast forward. Bob served 31 months in the U.S. Army during World War II, attaining the rank of Staff Sergeant. He was a combat trooper in the 8th Infantry Division, serving across France, Belgium, Holland, Luxembourg, and Germany. He is the recipient of numerous decorations, including 2 Purple Hearts, the European Theater of Operations Medal, with 4 Bronze Stars for each of the 4 major campaigns. You might recognize Bob from around the community, as he was referred to as the historian who hosts special programs where they discuss life as it was like for veterans when they returned from World War II. If you love World War II history, you'll want to catch up on his presentation. After the war, Bob worked for 3 trucking companies for more than 60 years. He retired as president and CEO of Landstar Inway, Inc., a 48-state trucking carrier. In 1994, Landstar established the Robert E. Zonneville Lifetime Achievement Award, which is given out annually. How am I doing so far? Good?
I'm embarrassed.
Good. Oh, don't be. It gets better. The New York State native was married in 1947 to his late wife, Carol, a former school teacher with whom he had 4 children, and they're seated in 1, 2, 3, the 4th row there, so there they are. Welcome. He now shares his life with his second wife, Elvira, and she can't be here, though, because she's traveling in Lithuania, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Moving even faster forward, Bob Zonneville graduated from Lakeland in 2012 at the young age of 88 with an Associate of Arts degree, giving him the distinction of being the college's oldest graduate. While he might be the oldest student to walk across the stage at Lakeland Community College for his diploma, he's known as one of the youngest at heart. At Lakeland, he was known for slapping high fives in the hallway with fellow students and encouraging them to do their best in school. He was an active member in the Lakeland chapter of the Student Veterans of America, and he served as a mentor to the next generation of military veteran college students at Lakeland. Today, Bob volunteers his time to numerous organizations such as the Mentor VFW, the Mentor American Legion, and has been the recipient of a number of recognitions for his service to others in the region. Most recently, he was recognized with the Veteran of the Year Award by the American Legion Lake County Council of Posts. Bob, you are one outstanding role model for the young and aging populations. Thank you for your service, for your belief in America, for your belief in the younger generation and in mankind, for your gift of sharing, and the list goes on and on. You are blessed. We are blessed to call you friend. Ladies and gentlemen, help me congratulate Bob on his induction into the Lakeland Community College Hall of Fame.
Thank you. Oh, too much. Too much. Thank you. I'm a little embarrassed. I'm sure my comments will be just a little different than my predecessors because the situation was different. First of all, I'm the very proud father of 4 and their spouses, 5 grandchildren and spouses, and 8 great-grandchildren, a stepfather to 2 other sons and a daughter. 2 of the sons are married, and 4 more grandchildren. You put that crowd together, there's about 37 of us. And tonight, I'm a very proud and concerned father. I have a 42-year-old granddaughter, Adrian, who is 42 years old. Had cancer twice. And because of she made it, she's been raising money for cancer all these years, and at this very moment, she and several other girls are in the process of climbing Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania and Africa. And at the top of that mountain, there's actually blizzards. So obviously, I'm a little concerned. I was very surprised and very honored to be nominated to the Lakeland College Hall of Fame. I just hope the Russians had nothing to do with it. I owe a lot to a lot of people for this achievement, starting with my late wife, Carol, who suggested after I retired, she said, "Bob, you've come so far from so little, I'd like to see you go back to school. And after you've done that, write a book." Well, unfortunately, she passed away before I went, but then I decided to come over to Lakeland. They told me about a senior program, and I said, well, I don't take tests and I don't get credit. My family will think, what's the matter? He's not going to do a whole job. So I registered as a student, paid tuition like everybody else because I wanted to do it. Along the way, every morning I used to walk with a lady down the street. She's here this evening, Kathy Coleman. And sometimes when I was getting a little discouraged, she pumped up my spirits, and she also helped me with the computer. I had to realize I had graduated from high school in 1942. I had started school in a one-room schoolhouse where there was no electricity, where every row was a separate grade. Many of the subjects they have here, it wasn't even available. There wasn't even a word computer. So I knew that I was in for a big surprise. I also want to thank VFW Post 9295. Several of them are here tonight, because shortly after I started school here, they decided to set up scholarships for veterans or members of veterans' families. To date, they've given 30. For a post of our size, that's quite a remarkable thing. In my humble opinion, Lakeland is one of the real big assets of Lake County. I do not believe when it started in 1967, anyone believed it would grow to where it is today. So many have graduated, they could not have attended otherwise. without having high student debt. And now, with the partnership they have, you can finish up the whole works. It's, and if you don't make it here, there's something, you better look in the mirror. The teachers offer extra help when needed. And a guy like me didn't need it. I had a couple of courses that there was, I've been just as easy studying Greek or something. And the teacher said if I wanted to come in early, he would spend time with me. He wouldn't do the work, but he would help me. I had another one where they offered tutors at no charge. So if you don't, they want you to succeed here. They go out of their way to make it that you graduate. If you don't, there's only one place to look, in the mirror. A couple of funny things happened to me on the way here. One of my early classes, I tell you these couple of instances only because it shows how the students accept everybody. One of my early classes was modern history. And after we took our first exam, the teacher came in and said, everyone did very well, but Robert aced it. And the student said, well, he should, he lived it, he didn't have to study. And then I later took a computer class, and the young lady came in and told us what we were going to be doing. And then she asked some questions. And she said, how many got Facebook, smartphones, went through all this stuff. She looked over and says, Robert, you never raised your hand once. I said, lady, I got to tell you something. I started out in a one-room schoolhouse. There wasn't even a word computer. I don't even know how to turn that darn thing on. The students all laughed and said, Bob, you sound like fun, we're going to help you. And boy, did they. The 2.5 years I spent here at Lakeland, took me a little over 2 because I wasn't as bright as some of the others, were some of the most enjoyable of my life. Because of all the wonderful people here. If you're elderly, you want to bring back a little youth, I urge you to come to Lakeland. You're never too old to learn, and I think you'd be surprised how wonderful a place it is. I'd like to leave you with a couple of comments. I know they're not related to Lakeland necessarily, but now next week I got to speak to a couple of classes here again. I always like to leave a comment with the students. When we veterans, VFW, if you don't know what it is Veterans of Foreign Wars. You had to serve in a foreign country at a time of war or a time of crisis. So obviously it's risky. When we serve there, we're also in a country where we're not native to. So the only true friends we really have are ourselves. When you get ready to go into battle, you don't care what political party the rest of them belong to, what church they go to, or what country they came from. You're just awful glad they're Americans. I believe if we all started doing some of that, we'd have a far better country. And my final comment was, I do a lot of hospice work, riding from one place to the other day. I had my radio on in the car, and I'm a country music fan. Mickey Gilley was singing a song called I Overlooked an Orchid to Find a Rose. Well, I was sitting there thinking, so often we look around trying to find fault or find something wrong, failing to see all the good things that are around us, all the wonderful people. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this old World War II veteran. And I thank the foundation for what they've done. Good evening.
Wow. Well, thanks so much to all of you for being here this evening. I'm Greg Sanders. I introduced myself a little earlier. One more thing. Oh, I'll be right back.
You can sit here.
Oh.
Sit here, good.
I think she's saying sit.
Oh.
I didn't jump up
She's one of
soon
my
enough.
bosses.
I didn't jump up soon enough, and he was already up here. But anyways, wanted to help us honor our inductees tonight, we have County Commissioner John Hamercheck. He's also a 2017 Lakeland Hall of Famer himself. So I ask you to come up and join us to share a few remarks and also present proclamations to our class of 19.
Well, good evening, all. We've been treated to some wonderful things, very ably stated about and even from our inductees tonight. So, well done. Come on, there we go. At times like this, though, I like to look out to the audience and suggest, look around the room, look at each other, think about each other, think about yourselves, and how you've influenced their lives as they've influenced yours. Lakeland Community College is a college about more than just excellent in education. It's about fellowship. It's about being a real family environment. Take the time to walk through the hallways around here. You'll always be greeted with a smile, a hearty hello, sometimes even a, "Can I help you find something?" The reason I say that is there's so many new things that you can experience here at Lakeland. There's always something that just gets your attention. And it's because of people like this that this college has continued to grow and adapt to our community's needs. And that's why Lakeland Community College is such an asset to our community as well as our inductees. Thank you all.
Thank you, Commissioner Hamercheck. So does everyone know who I am by now? All right, I'll skip the first paragraph. But one thing you may not know about me is that I am a proud member of the Lakeland Hall of Fame myself, class of 2014. But on behalf of all of us here at Lakeland, I want to congratulate one more time our 6 inductees to the Hall of Fame this evening. So please join me. My sincere appreciation to the Lakeland Alumni and Friends Network Advisory Committee for their work, and to Dale Fellows, our chair, for his leadership. Dale is a volunteer who spent many, many years helping us with our alumni relations program, so thank you, Dale, for all that you do on behalf of the college. I'd also like to recognize our Hall of Fame members for their commitment to the success of our students. Over the past few months, we've been asking them for the support of our student-centered programs and scholarships. And to date, this year, our Alumni Hall of Famers have donated $11,915 in total. These gifts make a true difference to the success of Lakeland students, so thank you for your generosity. Finally, I'd like to acknowledge the Lakeland Foundation team who made this event happen. Lori Principe, Tracy Morris-Noland, and Nancy Brooks, and a former foundation team member who's still here at Lakeland doing something a little different now, Jen Smizer. Thank you guys for all that you did to make tonight happen. So thanks again to all of you for being part of this wonderful evening. We invite you to stay for dessert and to congratulate our inductees. Enjoy the evening. This concludes the 2019 Alumni Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Thank you.